That's a great question. And I have a very strong opinion about this. So there's so much that we can learn from the old. Much of it is just embedded in our physiology and our biology and our psychology. And so if you ignore that and you throw it under the carpet, it's the equivalent to swimming upstream all the time. Humans have a lot of degrees of freedom in their behavior, but ones that go against our nature are intrinsically just more expensive and costly to do. What I'm compelling the listener to think about is to ride those drives and surf them in a way that you're not fighting the current, you're leveraging the current to achieve health and wellness and performance and the things that you want. So let me give a good example here. So sleep is something I love studying, and I've been working with in primates and in human populations and small scale societies for the past half decade or so. Turns out my research program has discovered something really, really cool. When you look at it cross-culturally, small scale societies have significantly shorter sleep durations and much poorer sleep quality. We didn't know this 10 years ago. Nobody had studied it. We assumed maybe it was kind of like paleo sleep. Maybe they're sleeping a fresh 10 hours every night and they just have perfect sleep, right? Turns out it's the exact opposite. And this runs directly counter to this sleep epidemic narrative that you hear on the news all the time. Oh, North America is undergoing this massive sleep epidemic and all of our devices and all this stuff. Turns out the science is showing that is a completely false narrative, which is really cool. Now, that means that the antemirror is true. It means that in the global north, and North America will say, that societies are sleeping longer and better than they ever have, likely, in our evolutionary history. That's surprising, especially since we have such a sort of anxiety over sleep and wake performance and all this stuff. Now, here is where, so the reason why I think this is good is because we've made major technological gains in terms of security and comfort in our sleep space. Those are gains that you don't want to throw away. If you've ever gone camping before, on a 10-day camping trip, if you are asked to sleep like that all the time, my bet is, and I know quantifiably that your sleep will reduce, and it will become much more fragmented. If you want to make that trade-off, that's fine. But we can have the best of both worlds. We can get this good sleep via the technology that we have and the secure sleeping spaces that we have. We can get better sleep duration and quality. But here was the remarkable discovery from these small scale foragers and other societies. Their circadian rhythms are significantly greater than us in the West. And this harkens back to what I was originally talking about. We're in these environments where all the light cues and the temperature cues in our environment are robbed from us, and our circadian physiology, the things that drives these very clear patterns in dim light melatonin onset at night, right? These blue wave lights would be murder on our melatonin, which is the principal hormone that regulates sleep-wake activity. Same with stress and cortisol. You want a natural spike in stress from the hours of 9 to noon. That's a very, very natural, highly adaptive stress spike. When your circadian rhythm is poor, though, you don't have it. You end up having malaise throughout the day. So if we can leverage the science, we take the technology, we merge it, what you can get in the end is a synthesis that allows us to not be in a state of evolutionary mismatch, but to be in a state of sync with our bodies and our minds.